So Rolling Hills Zoo decided to bring Return of the Dinosaurs to the zoo because this was a great opportunity for us to talk about the animals of the past to the animals that we have today. One of the things that scientists say today is that in our lifetimes we could have the sixth largest mass extinction of any number of species than any other time in the history of the world. That's huge to think about, that we would lose that many species in our own lifetimes. And you know, the dinosaurs was probably the first mass extinction. And so we don't want to see that someday the rhinos, the giraffes, and other species that we're so familiar with and love so much are no longer existent for our great-grandchildren and those down the road. So this is an opportunity to have that conversation. Of course, every child, and both young and adult and young at heart, love dinosaurs. So this is a great way for them to see dinosaurs up close and have them actually moving, making the noises they would have, and really experience them firsthand, face-to-face and up close. So in this exhibit, we have both adult dinosaurs as well as baby dinosaurs, and of course you can hear them in the background. Even the babies have their own distinct vocabulary sound going on, which is a lot of fun. This exhibit actually opened here at Rolling Hills Zoo on July 4th. It will run through October the 11th here, and it's all part of your admission to Rolling Hills Zoo. So when you come to the zoo, you can come and enjoy the zoo and the animals and everything that we have that's going on there. You can enjoy the Wildlife Museum, but then you can also enjoy the dinosaurs. So we hope that everybody's going to come out and be a part of this.
Talk a little bit about, again, how, you know, you have the live animals and you think about their amazingness, and people really love to see them up close. That's what the zoo offers. This is a look that ties into what the whole zoo tries to do about keeping animals alive, keeping our environment safe, having places where animals can thrive. How do the dinosaurs and the exhibit all fit into the overall theme of the zoo?
Okay, so when Charlie Walker originally decided he was going to have a zoo, one of the reasons why he did that was he knew that children in this area would not be able to travel to Africa, South America, and all the different places in the world that we have these very unique species that we have here at Rolling Hills Zoo. That was really the original intent of the zoo, in bringing all of that to our backyard, and so that we can see them up close and personal, get to know them as a species, and fall in love with them as much as Charlie did. The next thing he did was to build the Wildlife Museum. Now the Wildlife Museum is an incredible place. It's a world-class wildlife museum, unlike any other wildlife museum you can find across the country. And one of the reasons for Charlie to bring the Wildlife Museum is Charlie knew that we were not going to be able to have every species that's around the world here at Rolling Hills Zoo. But he wanted to educate the children about you know, all of these fascinating species. So this was a way for us to bring them here without actually having to have all of them on live exhibits here at the zoo. So then the next piece is our traveling exhibits. This is one of the many traveling exhibits that we've had at Rolling Hills Zoo. And it's a way for us to bring another element, another thing that people would normally get to see in our area. We started with penguins, we've done frogs, we've done reptiles, we've done bats, and now we're doing dinosaurs. Of course, dinosaurs don't actually live today, so this is a great way to bring them. They're very lifelike, they move, they speak, and you get to immerse yourself in that experience of what it might have been like back in the day when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
As you watch people go through this exhibit and see kids' delight and see every age's delight, what do you think it is about dinosaurs that is so fascinating to people?
I really think people are fascinated by dinosaurs because it's, again, something that you don't experience firsthand. but there's this mystery about them, this allure. What was it like? And it's kind of a fantasy world because nobody lived back in the time to know really what that was all about. We can make our best guess. Scientists can tell us what they think happened and what it looked like, but they're still shrouded in mystery. And probably the biggest part of that mystery is what happened to the dinosaurs. Why did they disappear after roaming the earth for 160 million years? And all of a sudden they were gone.
Right. Just a couple more questions.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about how a traveling exhibit works. You have to choose the place, then the installers come in and do all that. How does it work, and is it a big, long process, or is it pretty simple by now?
Well, actually, every traveling exhibit has its own specifications and needs and what you're going to need to bring it in. Typically, we will pick out a traveling exhibit about close to 9 months to a year prior to opening it. Then we sit down and look at the specifications for what they're going to need to install the traveling exhibit. Some are live animals, some are not, so everyone is a little bit different. Sometimes we have to reconfigure the room. All of our traveling exhibits up until now have been in the Earl Bain Gallery. So then we have to look at the size of the room, the specs. Do they need power in certain places? Do they need other water, whatever it is, to actually house the exhibit? After we do that, we look at the walls, the flooring. Do we need special things for children's education in the exhibit? All of those we will think through. So there's quite a planning process that goes into this. Once the exhibit arrives on site, our team works along with the installation team to get the exhibit put in place. This exhibit was completely unique in the fact that, of course, we live right now in the COVID world. Originally, this exhibit was supposed to be in the Earl Bain Gallery, and when COVID hit, that closed down the Wildlife Museum. With that closure, we had to postpone opening the exhibit. But as we were thinking down the road, we weren't sure that once the museum opened back up, would we have to close it again at some point? And we didn't want this great exhibit to be in there and nobody to be able to see it. So this was an opportunity for us to rethink, pivot, as we say, and think about how we can look at it differently. This exhibit was actually built to go outside, and so that's what we decided to do. We looked for a location in the zoo where we felt like it'd be easily accessible, a great place to put all the dinosaurs together, and so people could experience that. And so we found the place right here, north of Kids Country. And that's where we began to set up shop and work with our installers into getting all the different components together so we can do the exhibit.
And one last question. Just in general with this exhibit, I know it's only here till October 11th, but the zoo is open. Mm-hmm. It's in most of it outside.
Right.
Talk to people about why it would really be a good idea to come out here and the delight that they'll encounter when they do come.
Okay. Rolling Hill Zoo, as we have said, we live in the COVID world. So with the zoo, we have a unique opportunity here. We have 65 beautiful acres for people to spread out and really enjoy time as family, enjoy the animals and the scenery, and really just enjoy a day away from everything else that they might be working with in their daily lives. It's a getaway, and people love to come out here and explore the zoo, see the animals, see the changes. Of course, we've added a couple new chimpanzees, so those are fun to see. So things are always changing at the zoo, and of course the animals, they're always doing different things, so we love to watch them. But it's a chance for families to get together. At Rolling Hill Zoo right now during the COVID situation, if you're in the park and you're social distanced from other groups, you don't have to wear your mask. But once you go into the buildings, we do ask you to, for the courtesy of yourselves and as well as our staff and our other guests, to put your mask on and enjoy the buildings when you go into them. So it's a great place to come out and really get away from it all. And you know, they say staycations or mini vacations. Well, this is a great one that is close by, user-friendly for families, and to come out and really experience something unique and different.